Hello, how are you doing? My name is John Russell. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how we can harness Copilot to innovate and develop Copilots and beyond. So we're going to be looking at how we can use the potential of Copilot to not only create new custom Copilots for your organization, but also to innovate and rapidly build services and systems. Um, yes, the agenda for today, a bit of an intro from me. I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to have a look at prompt creation, and then we're going to jump into Copilot Studio. So a little bit about me. My name's John Russell. I'm a senior Power Platform technical consultant at Capgemini. I love all things AI. I've got custom GPTs coming out my pockets, whatever that means. And yeah, I really love all of it. I use it a lot at home, but I'm also getting really stuck into Copilot Studio. I was one of the initial people that got really stuck into Power Virtual Agents back in the day, and did some videos on that, put some stuff out on YouTube. So yeah, excited to get into this with you today. So, show of hands, how many have you interacted with a Copilot, whether in a Microsoft 365 Power Platform or elsewhere? Let me just ask some willing people who are on half term. Esme, Tilly, come here a sec. Quickly, just I need you for a minute for help with this. Just come in here quick. I just got to ask you a question, and then you just got to tell me. Um, Have you ever interacted with a Copilot in Microsoft 365 or Power Platform? No. Okay, great. Thank you. That's it. Cheers. Nice one. Yeah, so what if you could not just use a Copilot, but create your own? You can imagine a Copilot tailored to your business, answering questions, automating workflows, or even acting as an AI power assistant for your customers. So what we need to do is we need to think of a use case. In this case, I'm going to go with human resources. I think that's a really good use case to build something in Copilot Studio with. I've worked with a lot of HR companies before and HR departments, and they are really, really busy. And a lot of the time, they're dealing with pretty mundane questions from people who obviously need those answered, but it takes them away from their day-to-day job. So we need a prompt to start with. Should we go with this? Help me with HR issues. Show of hands if you think maybe this prompt needs a bit of work. Okay, definitely needs improvement. Let's get on with that then. So maybe this one, help employees with common HR related queries, questions even, such as leave policies, benefits and payroll inquiries. I mean, it is pretty good, but I don't think it's enough. I think we need to think about the role that the co-pilot is going to play and the expectations of the user that is going to be conversing with it. So, what about this? Create a co-pilot that assists employees. Tick, yeah. By answering HR related queries, yes, about leave policies, benefits, payroll, and company policies, and providing clear responses based on HR guidelines. Yes, this is pretty good, but I think we could tailor it a bit more. Has anyone got any ideas on what we could do? Yeah, maybe we could do something around personalization and escalation. Yeah, that's really good. Yep, nice one. So this prompt, I think we're getting there really. So we want to have a co-pilot that helps employees with HR related queries, including leave policies, benefits, payroll, and workplace policies. And the co-pilot should provide instant answers using company HR policies, guide employees through self-service options, escalate complex queries to an HR representative when needed, and maintain a friendly professional tone and ensure compliance with company guidelines. So I think we have our prompt now. So let's take a copy of that and we'll head over to Copilot Studio. Um, I am in copilotstudio.microsoft.com. I'm in my own environment. I have set up a trial and I'm going to click on New Agent. And it's going to jump straight to a conversation. and it's asking me, it's using Copilot to build a Copilot Studio chatbot. So here to help you build your agent, you can say something like provide best practices for project management. Well, yeah, but we've kind of gone through that. I mean, I don't think that's really a great prompt. So let's paste in our prompt. Maybe to give these a little bit of numbers because they're important. These are the main goals of the chatbot. So let's do that. So it is updating its system prompt in the background and adding these kind of high level points to the chatbot. Yeah, okay. Let's call it HR to you from me. Let's call it that. Why not? Nice Chuckle Vision reference there. Okay, so emphasized or avoided. Okay, good question. Now, I've had a bit of a think about this, and I think this is the kind of thing where a human is needed, right? Because you should be, if we're building this for a human resources team to help support them, then really we should be having these conversations with that human resources team, asking them what are the bits that we should emphasize and avoid. Luckily, I have been through this. I've been through this process before with an HR team, and there are 4 or 5 main things around what we should emphasize. So accuracy and compliance is one, clarity and simplicity, avoiding jargon and using clear and concise language. Self-service and automation, we'll come to that, but maybe we want to automate the ability for someone to be able to get how many leave days they've got left, that kind of thing. Escalation and human support. If the query is too complex, then we need to suggest some HR contact options, maybe even put them in touch with someone. And empathy and professionalism. So, HR, by its nature, we should be maintaining a supportive, neutral, and professional tone. So example there, I understand the benefits can be confusing. Here's a breakdown of your options, and I can also connect you with an HR advisor. So let's copy and paste those into our Copilot, and let's get the other ones as well, and we'll paste those in. They're the things that we want to emphasize, and while that's whirring away, we will also look at the stuff that we want to avoid. So things that we want to avoid, we don't really want Copilot to come back with providing inaccurate information. That's a big no-no. We definitely want it to avoid that. We also want it to be careful when it's handling sensitive personal data. If we go down that route, then really, if the conversation goes down that route, then we should be inviting users to go to secure channels. Maybe you've got an HR portal, for example. Negative or dismissive responses, don't really ever say I don't know. Offer alternatives or put you in touch with someone who would know the answer to that. Avoid making any legal recommendations, and also keep your responses concise and structured. So let's paste those into our chatbot as well. It's got a little bit, it's gone on to what our knowledge base is. So let's say, hold on, I need to provide things for you to avoid. It's getting a bit ahead of itself, so let's give it that. Oh, no, this is what I want you to avoid. This is what I want you to avoid. So let's get those in here. Hopefully, I think it will just update it. So that's good. And yep, there you go. Let's have that. Okay, great. And now we need some policies. Now, there are some, obviously, this is where you would provide links to your HR policy. You can actually add documents to the Copilot once you've created it. But for the interest of time, I am just going to use this website that I have used before, just to show you what that is. Oh, hold on. Yeah, it's got some policies on HR policies that are kind of free to use. So let's stick that in there. Yeah, sure. Here you go. And like I say, you could have, you could have documents that you want to upload, and you can do that in a moment, and I'll show you how to do that in a sec. Okay, so I think we are pretty good to go. So let's create that Copilot for us. As you can see, it's done that pretty quickly. Okay, so what have we got here? So we have, yeah, it's told us where it's getting the information from. That's great. So let's have a quick chat with it. Let's see what it says. Hey, what can you help me with in regards to HR policy? And it is looking at the data, and it's coming back with all of this. There you go. So these are all the ones that I've given it to in the link. What we might want to do though is we might want to create a Power Automate Cloudflow, which asks us to provide a bit of information and then gives us some information back. So one of the items we could do there is we could maybe get our balance of leave days remaining for the year. So if we go to add action and then we go let me just add this to my solution, which I have already made. This will allow me to use the flow that I have. So let's just get in there. One that I made earlier, add existing agent, and we will add that. And then if we refresh this, I believe we should be able to bring in the Cloudflow that I've already created, and I'll show you what it does. But I didn't really want to spend that much time on the Power Automate Cloudflow to show you that, but yeah. So let's go to actions and the flow. Need to add that as well. Okay, we will create it from scratch. So we will do a new Power Automate Cloudflow, and you'll see how easy this is to use. Get out that new designer. I have created some data, and we need the employee number. So, okay, so we're going to ask for the employee number, but it's going to be text. So, employee ID. Please provide the ID. Then we are going to list rows in Dataverse. and we are going to choose the to employee leaves, and we're going to filter on the employee ID, and then we are going to get the first response from the leave, right? So we can leave. Just going to put that and apply to each, but we don't really want to do that. Okay, great. And we are going to respond with a number. Leave days remaining and expression. Boom. And we can delete that. And we can AI for leave balance. We can save that. And then we can head back over to Copilot Studio and refresh this. And yay, there we go. So don't need to worry about this too much, but yeah, that's the flow. So we're going to add that action. And just added it here, and then we can ask it a question. So give me my leave balance. Ah, well, let's enable this, and let me just try one more time. There we go, that's better. Okay. Employee ID 12345. Yep. Other employee IDs are available. And oh, that's annoying. So let's go back. What we got here? Let's see if we can add my existing action. Yeah, because I know that one works. And we'll remove the old one. And we'll refresh this. I think it's good to have things going wrong on the fly in a demo. What is my leave balance? This will be better. Okay, it needs my employee ID, and then it is going to return my leave balance is 25 days. Woohoo! So there we have a quick overview of Copilot Studio. A couple of things to note. So in here, you can also add knowledge items. So in here, you can add knowledge. You can link it to SharePoint. You can link it to Dataverse as well, public websites. I think you can also, you can update, you can connect it to various different things as well, like Azure AI Search, Salesforce, etc. In knowledge, you can add more knowledge sources, improve your answer rate, track the knowledge use. You can also create your own topics, but I've pretty much used everything out of the box here. Those are my actions that I've created or that I've used. There's activity telling me what's going on, analytics as well, but we need to publish for that. So let's have a look. Because you chose Teams. Okay, so let's publish this. Yeah, that's okay. That's just for testing. We'll publish it. Okay. And that is pretty much it from me. Hope this was good. Let me know if you have any feedback. Thanks.